Hey there, change agents. It's Courtney and Lena from Connection. Our series, Kai Meets Dogbert, is the oasis in the desert for business leaders thirsty for a lift in the dry conversation of quality, health, safety, and environment. Are you asleep yet? Hope not, because in every episode, we will explore the parody of the Dilbert comics by Scott Adam against the backdrop of Industry X or Industry 4.0. We will cover many topics from compliance audits to advances in BizTech with a focus on our digital backbone, the one system as we call it. Let's drink. Well, here we are again in front of our favourite green screen.
Hi, Courtney.
How are you, Lena? We have maintained a consistent hair colour, shines great, like our wonderful Kai character, golden, lovely. We are in the session today. We have decided to continue our route forward under the inspirational series of ISO. We are getting towards the end of our series.
One more left.
One more left after this. So we hope to impart with some wonderful wisdom. Yes?
Yes.
Good. We are going to enjoy a conversation around Clause 9, which focuses on what?
Performance evaluation and evaluation of different key indicators.
Wonderful, under ISO 9001. We're going to touch on a case study that is something that will be pertinent to some fanatics, I'm sure. If only we could make people as fanatical about quality, safety and environment as they are about this particular company.
They already are about Kim.
Oh, they are about Kim, this is true. And then we're going to hit our little innovation topics as we move and venture into conversations about technology. And we close with conversations around how Kim meets the demands of the market. Wonderful. So, a digital data field. I used a bit of a pun there. As we know, in a database or an Excel spreadsheet, it is a field, right? And we will get on and use the field context later in our case study. But as we move into our series, we like to link it back to the Dogbert and Dilbert characters, which you can see above. We link a little bit of parody, a little bit of poor business practice, as documented by our friend Scott Adam, and that's been the theme of this series. And it's quite laughable to think that we have organisations that still operate like Scott Adams was taking the piss out of back in the 1990s. Having said that, we hope to take people on a journey to ensure that they don't operate like the Dogbert characters. This one above is all about asking people to do things that really have no value, and you should never ask people to do things that have no value, in my mind. So Clause 9, performance. Evaluation. Goal, baby, goal. Now, this is one hell of an organisation that you've picked here, Lena, and I was quite surprised to see you choose a sports club as one of your inspirational series in the ISO, in context to ISO. Not many people would be able to draw a comparison to ISO and a sports club, but you have, and we have a chance to read that in our articles, correct?
Yes, it's one of the companies that we selected for our inspirational side of ISO, which you can access on our website.
Beautiful. So who would have thought that a global football company could be a leader in cryptocurrency? Now, I'm going to tell you a little story about innovation. It's early. We normally come a bit later in innovation. But there is a movement afoot in the soccer world, if you call it from an Australian vernacular, but in the global world, the football scenes, where big organisations like Man U are using tools like blockchain to allow their fans to engage better with their audience. So allowing fans to engage with the club in a better way. And they're doing things like voting rights, where fans can actually choose which players get into the team. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
Pretty scary stuff. But it is about performance evaluation, right? So they're saying, are we playing for the win? Are we playing for our fans? Are we playing for the sponsors? So they're trying to work on all of these different criteria and these levers to come up with new and wonderful designs using technology as a base lever.
Would you say it links to customer feedback as well?
Oh, 100%. It's direct customer feedback in this instance, locked in the blockchain and is immutable, right? So yeah, it's worth having a bit of a look out there on some of the cryptocurrency projects taking place around sponsorship, around voting rights and the like for large football clubs. So we're going to talk about benchmarks and then some more benchmarks. Can you tell us a little bit about what you took out of the Man U article, and then we can explore that out a little bit?
Yes. So when it comes to evaluation, I always analyze the companies that we choose in the context of the clause that they're selected for. So one of the things that I found is that a football team always has to evaluate their performance. They always have to evaluate their crowd response.
Absolutely. And that's not much different than a normal company, is it?
No.
Right? You always have to evaluate your team and your surroundings, and you always should be evaluating your customers.
Yes.
Yes. Very good. So when Man U does its performance reviews, they've got a whole range of benchmarks they've got to assess. And for a sports club would be assessing everything from individual performance of a player all the way through to turnstile ticks at gate time. Is that right?
Yes, they also have to evaluate different things like weather condition, the health condition of the players.
Wow.
Yeah.
So these are metrics that all combine to create one massive data pool, or one huge data field in this instance. And then they've got to extrapolate that down to lowest common denominators and make some really important decisions around. So the performance around linking that to innovation would be that data adds to the information flow, and when you've got more information, you've got easier ways to determine outcomes. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. So head on over to the article series and have a look at that, and enjoy a bit of a step through the mind eye of Man U. Yes, Man U, what a wonderful football team, fanatical followers. What sort of things happened in Man U over the journey that would have normally knocked over any organisation that they recovered from?
Some things that I recall from the research is that the club was renamed to Manchester United in 1910. So that means that since the renaming, there were 2 world wars. And also, there was a very big plane crash where they lost a significant portion of their players.
Jeez. But they've gone on to kick on to win World Cups and all sorts of events globally. When I say World Cups, obviously FIFA outcomes in the soccer field. Being a tennis player, I'm not a mad international soccer player, but certainly it's a brand I'm well and truly familiar with. We tip off innovation generally with a Zen statement, an old school Zen statement, which is before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. But today, given the pertinency of what's taken place in the last couple of days, I thought we would talk about golden crosses. And crosses, if anyone in the soccer or football fraternity know, is a very important striker move to score a goal. If you want to score a goal in cryptocurrency right here, right now, you need to be across what is called a golden cross. Golden crosses are moving averages in token sales, and therefore represent an opportunity for growth in that token. So there you go. After enlightenment, learn about golden crosses. Joe Montana once said,
well, he said, don't complain about not getting a chance, and then don't be prepared.
That's right, don't be unprepared when you finally do.
Yes,
right?
that one.
Awesome. Yes, we understand. And he said it so well, right? It's the truth. Be ready and go. All right. So we work for a company, Connection. We believe we're innovators in our field. We do things that are unique in that we offer a one system design, which incorporates and bakes in quality, safety, and environment. Yep, in operational process. when you create one system and you have a tool that can deliver a lot of business function, it tends to remove the clutter in a business. And we believe that's one of the biggest innovations that we've brought to the market is the removal of that clutter. Too much paperwork, spaghetti systems, nothing's integrated, etc., etc. So as we move through our piece around what does Kim provide, I'd like to start with basically linking performance, back to performance, some of the modules that we offer. And one of our modules is a very simple module, but it's a very powerful module in regards to evaluation of performance. And that's our auditing module, which sits under our knowledge base system. Can we talk a little bit about that, please, Lena?
Yes.
It's your baby, right? Not literally, but it's your baby.
So, in order to successfully evaluate, measure, and analyze how your company is tracking, you need to ensure that the data is accurate. And having all your data trapped in one system helps you do that. Our auditing tool helps you audit the performance of different parts of your company, different sectors and different operations of your company. You can evaluate and measure your customer satisfaction levels. You can measure your errors and faults or defects.
Yep.
You can measure your maintenance and calibration requirements. You can measure how many risk assessments have been completed and such aspects of your health and safety as leaves and lost time injuries, medically treated injuries.
Yes.
And things like that. Pretty much anything, the performance of your quality, safety, and environment can be measured.
And look, it was funny because the other day I was talking to a client and we were just talking about a potential client that was, and we were just talking about the benefits of information and data. And the one thing that we got down to is that these organisations out there in the marketplace, they operate in some instances under slim margins. And when you operate under slim margins and you're running machinery that's in the millions of dollars, and you're running staff that are paid well for their services because they have very particular skills and capabilities, you can make great inroads into your profit if you get these sorts of performance measures right. So if you're assessing your maintenance intervals and you identify very, very particular but small and niche things that you can improve, that can come out to be big savings, which can come out to be big profit when you're going straight to the bottom line. So we think here at Connection that it's really important to think about, like a sporting company, Man U, that you grab your data, you use tools to analyse it, and we have tools like dashboards and the like that also add value to performance measurement. But there are other things you can plug in like BI tools and charting and reports. You can link it to external accounting systems so that you can grab data and meld it together so you can see combined charts around financial performance. It might be performance in respect to the utilisation of a vehicle that could be worth a lot of money to an organisation.
You can manage the timesheets of all of your players through Kim.
Players, which are our sporting team, our team, we do it every day, we measure, and your team, your sporting team, we can measure down to the blocks of time that can be linked then to jobs to assess performance in job delivery, to identify whether jobs are profitable or not, what type of jobs you could possibly improve your profitability on.
Projects.
And projects is huge. So it's all about managing leakage at the end of the day and making sure that you sit down, you review, and if there's opportunity to improve, you do it. That would be the auspices of quality. That would be the auspices of ISO 9001. It's actually not complex. It might feel like it's dry, but when you implement it in a practical sense, it is just that, practical.
I find it very empowering when you can see how your projects progress. Special thanks to our clients and partners for contributing to our knowledge as we continually improve Kim, our one system, built for Industry X. Additionally, we would like to give thanks for the inspiration of this series to Scott Adams, who brought to light the most frustrating aspects of business in his Dilbert series. Scott wore many hats and jobs while creating the Dilbert comic series. Dilbert was first launched in 1989 and now appears in 2,000 newspapers in 57 countries and 19 languages.